Hey guys, I'm Hyperfreeze Games. Welcome back to my low-poly modeling series. Recently I had this idea that I wanted to create a boss design or enemy design in Blockbench that would fit perfectly inside any FromSoft or Souls-like game. After sketching for a bit, I landed on this pillar, temple, came to life sort of design, and I just started to try and recreate this inside Blockbench. I started by creating this simple pillar shape and then just split it in half, so to speak, because my idea was having this living dark mass, just splitting the pillar open and animating the stone. Since I didn't want to have this boring standard pillar just being animated by this mass, I wanted it to have like this sort of striking and memorable design. So I incorporated these stone lizard or dragon kind of head shapes into my sketch, and this is what I'm trying to recreate now here in Blockbench. After getting the rough shape done, I split it up into the upper part of the head and like this jaw. I didn't really know how much or to what extent I wanted to animate it later or even make it movable later in the overall enemy design, but I thought foresight would be better than just having to do it all over later down the road. Once I was happy with the general design, I started to attach several of the heads around the pillar. After having this done, I moved down the model and started to add this hip, the leg, and the feet, like as a mix of, in my vision at least, of these stone elements and like this dark mass, dark matter elements. And as I was done with the first leg, I just duplicated it and set it to a slightly different pose. I then decided that I wanted to redo the inner core, like the center of this mass inside the pillar that split it up, to have it more like dark vines or tentacles growing out of the pillar. This kind of gave it a more wild or uncontrollable character instead of just having this dark blob in the middle. For this I started with a simple cylinder all the way down and just spiraled it and extruded it upwards. I then just duplicated it, rotated it, and have it sort of like intertwine with each other. I then just added a bit of sort of like connective tissue between these vines and the pillar stone. And with that, I already was quite happy with the model, which was a lot quicker than I expected. So my next step was actually texturing the whole model again, but this time I wanted to show you a different approach again. So I'm all for creating your textures on your own. I do this a lot for my horror game, for example, Narrowwoods Hotel, or my next entry, Narrowwoods Breach, where I actually took photos and made the textures out of that. But you sometimes don't have the time or resources or skill to make specific textures, like very detailed stone, moss, or whatever textures. This is where one of my favorite websites on the whole internet comes into play, Ambient CG, which is just this huge collection of PBR materials, so materials, textures with a normal map, a displacement map, a roughness map, all inclusive. And the best part, everything's free. It's just this huge free resource where you can like find pretty much every texture or material you could wish for. Link of course in the description below. So as you can see, I downloaded a cool looking like stone wall, brick wall that looked a lot like some temple texture, and started to apply this texture to all of the pillar or stone elements of the model. I also downloaded a leather texture and applied it to the tentacles, or like the vines, which gave it this really cool organic dark look. I wasn't quite happy with how the head looked, so I took some time and made just a few slight adjustments to it, making it look a lot better. I then also had this cool idea to make these roots or vines go through the heads, forming a sort of organic tongue, making it more reasonable, or like easier to explain how this mass is controlling the heads as well. to give the heads more of a temple pillar statue look, I wanted to add some details like some teeth or anything like carved into the stone. So I just exported the texture, made a screenshot having the lines of the different polygons visible, and just overlaid it and used it as a line guide to draw in these like carved out elements like the eye or the nose. So with the head ready, I deleted the other heads again and just duplicated the finished one 2 more times to roughly the same spots. As a final touch for the model, I moved some single vertices around just to give these rock stone elements a bit more variety and make them look more natural. I then gave the model this simple idle animation. And so this is what the final animated model looks like in Blockbench. But to further complete the vision I had for this model, I actually imported it into Godot and just created this little preview scene with a floor, a light source, and also added the different PBR elements like a normal map to this model to make this stone texture more natural looking, more realistic looking. So this is what I'd imagine this enemy would look like in an actual Souls-like game. And that's it for this video. Thank you again so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!